This was the 18th year the woman had been held captive in the secret room. Just then Jack, the man who had imprisoned her, lost his job. With no source of income, Jack could no longer afford to support the 3 people in the basement. To relieve the pressure, Jack came up with a crazy idea. In the dead of night, he connected a hose to the ventilation opening of the secret room, and then attached the other end to the car's exhaust pipe. It turned out Jack intended to use the car's exhaust fumes to kill the 3 people in the secret room. He thought his plan would go off without a hitch, but his youngest son, hearing the noise, came to the spot. Helpless Jack had to abandon the plan. He lied, claiming he had been fixing the car. In the 20th year of their confinement, Lisa's eldest daughter's asthma got worse and worse, to the point where even medication couldn't control it. Seeing that her daughter would die if this continued, Lisa had to kneel before Jack, begging him to take her daughter to the hospital for treatment. After Lisa said this, Jack finally agreed to her plea. And so in the 20th year of being trapped in the secret room, Lisa finally breathed the long-missed air. Fortunately, because the rescue was relatively timely, the eldest daughter was finally out of danger. But just then, the doctor couldn't find any identity information for the girl, so he had to ask Jack to provide it. At this moment, Lisa could have begged the doctor for help, but she didn't muster the courage. It wasn't until she saw a police officer in the corridor not far away that Lisa made up her mind. So, taking advantage of Jack not paying attention, she deliberately knocked over a water glass onto some documents. Then while Jack went to find the doctor, she stood up and walked towards the police officer. But at this moment Jack also noticed. Realizing something was about to happen, Jack had to chase after her from behind, but by then Lisa had already reached the police officer.
Помогите.
And Jack tried to pretend to be a passerby and walk away, but the police officer also chased after him from behind. And so after 20 years, Jack finally fell into the hands of the law. What awaited him was life in prison without parole. As the children in the basement were rescued, the mother could hardly believe her eyes, for there were simply too many people in the basement. As everything returned to normal, the children ran into the yard to play happily. Lisa also sat quietly on a chair, enjoying the feeling of freedom. But just then, the sound of a motorcycle suddenly came. It turned out that her boyfriend had never married in all these 20 years, always waiting for news of Lisa. He never expected Lisa to actually come back, and in the end of the story, the two returned to their once happy and sweet life. Thus the movie ends. This is a horror film based on a true story, telling the tragic experience of a girl imprisoned in a basement, and her story of eventually bravely escaping and regaining her freedom. This film is not just a horror movie, but also a film about courage and hope. It made me deeply realize that no matter how great the difficulties and setbacks, as long as you are tenacious and unyielding, there is always a glimmer of hope.